It is another beautiful night for Philippine basketball, folks, as we give you your continuing coverage of the 2023 Mpbl playoffs, coming to you live from the Strike Gym in Bacoor City, Cavite. It is neutral ground for our 4 teams at hand for your Mpbl playoffs, and we begin things with Imus versus Batangas. And there you see the returning Cedric Ablaza for the Batangas City Embassy Chill, their all-star last year, who averaged 15 points and 12 rebounds. Tonight he is going to face the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Pingvis, who had 7 points and 10 rebounds in game number 1 of this South Division quarterfinals series. It is Imus versus Batangas, to be followed by Jensen versus Muntinlupa, again in neutral territory, as we come to you live from Bacoor, Cavite. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service, and boy, am I very happy to be back working with the one and the only Coach JV Gayoso. Coach JV, I missed you. I'm very happy to be with you. I have 2 questions for you. The first one, kamusta ang playoffs for you so far?
Wow, exciting talaga. Didn't expect the competition to be this great. Amazing.
And my second question is your thoughts with the return of Cedric Ablaza.
Oo nga, medyo kulang ang Batangas ngayon with Jexter Pinan out. May pumalit.
Yeah.
Somebody stronger and somebody more versatile. Cedric Ablaza. Tingnan natin kung paano ang contribution niya sa larong ito.
Ablaza, by the way, was a Mythical 5 selection last year in the 4th season of the Mpbl, and get well soon to Jexter Apinan. Now, we have our courtside reporter, Andre Indicio, who is ready to tell us more about the returning Mr. Cedric Ablaza.
Mix, hindi lahat bumabalik, pero dito nga sa Batangas City Embassy Chill, may nagbabalik. And he is right on time para sa napakainit na parte ng ating liga. At sabi nga ni Cedric Ablaza, he is very much excited, but at the same time, he is also very much pressured since he's been out for 8 months. Sabi pa nga niya, sasabay daw muna siya sa flow ng kanyang team. He wants to get his feel back. He wants to get his groove back bago daw ulit natin makita ang tunay niyang laro. Well, better late than never, right, Megs and Coach JV?
Yes. Ang maganda dito kay Cedric Ablaza, he's actually been training with Batangas since the middle part of the year. So ilang buwan na rin naman yun. But again, it's different when you play an actual game here in the Mpbl. And speaking of the Mpbl, let's break down our playoff bracket courtesy of JV Gayoso.
Here we have sa ating North Division, 2 up, Pampanga, makikita natin. Ito naman ang Pasig, tying that game with Caloocan, 1 apiece. Nueva Ecija, of course, moving forward, and San Juan as well, moving forward. Napakagandang game.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Ito makikita natin ang ating game Bacoor versus Iloilo going on a 3rd game. Halos lahat nga dito Family Sardines as well against Quezon going on their 3rd. Tonight, we have the Embassy Chill against the Imus team. 1-0 up ang Batangas. Jensa naman, later on,
yes,
maglalaban-laban to see kung matatapos na or tutuloy pa for Game 3.
Well, thank you for indulging us, Coach JV, for that information. We do have a lot of exciting action. As you mentioned, may mga Game 3 na tayo na paparating, no? The later part of this week. But again, right now we have to focus on Imus versus Batangas. And why don't we focus on 2 key players, beginning with Jong Baloria, who shot very well from the 2-point area in game number 1.
Oo nga, marami tayong makikitang napakagandang ginagawa. Best player natin last game, 17 points, 8 of 14 field goals, rebounding 5, assists 2, steals 2. His presence alone of creating for his teammates, that is something that's tough to actually record. Plus his hounding defense on everybody he's tasked to guard. Amazing, Jong Baloria.
Even though he always jokes with us about how old he is and that his body is kind of feeling some yung pagod na on the court, he still is able to show up for Batangas. And speaking of showing up, how about Carlo Lastimosa, who showed up in game number 1 for Imus?
Yes, I was very proud that he played really well. 18 points for him, 7 of 16. 3-point field goals, makikita mo, 3 of 6, assist 2. Yun nga lang, I know he can give more if he had more playing time, but if he was in tip-top shape, better shape, I suggest he'll have more numbers and he can contribute more.
Well, I did have a conversation with Carlo Lastimosa before this game, and I said 43-44% shooting, okay na. Pero sabi niya sa akin, he knows that he can do better than that. There you have it. And now we shall break down the rest of game number 1. Coach JV will do this for us because he himself covered game number 1 of this series. What happened then?
Dun sa game 1 na yun, a lot of in all of the stats basically, mas maraming pinanalo ang Imus sa stats situation. Sadly lang for them is Batangas just played hounding defense from the first to the third, and then that carried them to win over itong Imus team. Now, people need to step up. Meron akong keys of the game later on. I would like to mention that as we go on in our game.
Well, we've been talking about the defense of Batangas through the years. Would you say that it hasn't died down from the previous years?
It hasn't talaga. Coach Cholo has established a system for many years, and his players are in tip-top shape. And you can tell that they can actually play defense. At saka nakayuko talaga sila when they play defense. Napakaganda. Field goal percentages, nakita natin 50-41 favoring Batangas. 3-point field goals, 31-22 favoring Batangas as well. Rebounding story, ayun, makikita natin 38-43 pero points, second chance opportunity, 16 lumamang Imus doon. Bench points, 35-38. Halos dikit lang din. Yun nga lang, breaks of the game just favored Batangas.
Well, breaks of the game, shooting percentages, usually mataas yan, maganda yan kung nasa home court ka.
Yes.
It's different today in neutral territory. But now we do have two coaches with our courtside reporter, Andre Indicio. It's Cholo Villanueva and Gino Manansala.
That is right, Migs. I am now side by side with Coach Cholo Villanueva of Batangas and Coach Gino Manansala of Imus. Unahin ko na munang i-interview si Coach Cholo. Coach Cholo, you guys are one win away from advancing to the next round. But what do you need to watch out for dito sa Imus team given the possibility na bumawi sila ngayong gabi?
Of course, we're watching out for their high-level players, elite players who can make plays down the stretch, and especially in this big game. So hopefully we can compete and win the game tonight.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team. Dumako naman tayo sa aking kaliwa. Coach Gino, how different was your preparation dito sa Game 2 to make sure na hindi mauulit yung result noong Game 1?
We just need to match yung intensity ng Batangas and i-limit namin yung mga scorers nila like Valoria and Hernandez.
Alright, thank you so much. Good luck to you and your team as well. Mga kaliga, you've already heard from our coaches. Now it's time to turn you over to our arena announcer, Mpbl, to start off this ballgame.
To everybody and welcome to the first game of our playoff Monday doubleheader here with the Strike Gym in Bacoor City, Cavite. It's Game 2 of the best-of-3 quarterfinals matchup in the South Division between Batangas and Imus, with Batangas City leading the series to 1-0. This is the 2023 Nexus 88 Gaming Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl Season 5 Playoffs, presented by Extreme. Let's meet the starters. First, for Batangas City, Embassy Chill. Starting at guard, number 31, MJ De La Virgen. At center, number 26, John Ambuluto. At forward, number 24, Mark Cruz. Also at forward, number 15, Don Ochea. And the other guard, number 45, John Valoria. Head coach for Batangas City, Embassy Chill, is Cholo Villanueva. Assistant coaches, J.R. Aquino, Warren, Kapitan John Arenas, and Dino Enrile. Team manager is Jean Alabanza. General manager is Jerry T. LGU partner is Honorable Congressman Marvy Marino. And now, the starting five for Imus SP Squad. Starting at guard, number 5, J-Mark Malyari. Also at guard, number 26, Jimboy Estrada. Starting at forward, number 3, Marvin Hayes. At center, number 69, Brian Paundo. And the other forward, number 22, Carlo Lastimosa. Head coach for your Imus SB squad is Gino Manansala. Assistant coaches, J.R. Manansala, J.R. Carlos, Jeric Bailen, Jimmy Manansala, Nico Bermido, and Rico Meyerhofer. Team manager is Jojo Kunanan. Team owner is
Presenting the
Monching
starters for
Gonzalo.
Batangas City and Imus, we have MJ De La Virgen, joined by Jong Valoria, John Aboluto, Mark Cruz, and Don Ochea. As for Imus, they have J. Mark Malyari, Jimboy Estrada, Brian Paundo, Marvin Hayes, and Carlo Lastimosa. This is a matchup that features a lot of bright names roster-wise for Imus, as we know. Mark Pingris is there suiting up with JJ Helterbrand, KG Canaleta, and Poy Poy Actub. but all of them will be coming off the bench for game number 2. On the other end, just to remind everybody, Cedric Ablaza is back for Batangas. He will be coming off the bench, but they will be missing the services of his best friend na si Jexter Apinan as he is sick for today. This is game number 2 for Imus versus Batangas in the South Division quarterfinals. Batangas leads the series 1 game to none as Paundo passes on to Malyari. Back to Brian. There's a kick out. Estrada for 3. No good.
First possession of Batangas, quick turnover for them, and these are the things they need to protect because every possession counts, Migs.
Valoria, misses on that possession, and then there was a loose ball foul. Might I say, I also miss those reactions of yours. That's how you know that commentators can be fans as well at the sideline. We do enjoy the action as much as we enjoyed the double overtime game last night.
Yun, that was an amazing game, I heard. Haven't seen it yet, kaya talagang wala akong tinatanong details about that game. I'm gonna watch and study it when I get home tomorrow.
Out of bounds for J. Mark Malyari. It will be Batangas possession again. Both teams are still scoreless. We are in neutral territory. No home court advantage, at least for tonight. As now, Coach JV Gayoso will be breaking down his keys to victory for Batangas.
Well, dito natin makikita, no need to fix what isn't broken. Ang ganda na sistema ni Coach Cholo. They just do it from start to finish and they just need to continue that. The second key is speed. Ito nga, katext ko nga si Paring Keanu at si Maring Sandra. Sabi niya, hindi yun tungkol sa pelikula nila. But ang fast pace, the tempo should be controlled by this Batangas team. And lastly, of course, no second chance opportunities. Nakita natin, Imus had 24 points, second chance. And he they needed to stop this from happening.
All right. Rebounding, babantayan natin.
Yeah.
Second chance scoring. Now, anong babantayan para sa Imus?
Sa Imus namang, Jong 3-16. Jong, of course, Jong Valoria, kailangan basahin nila. Jong 3, bakit? When he has that ball, he can shoot the 3, he can penetrate and create, and he moves well without the ball. So you need 16 efforts to stop him from helping his team score.
Wow. That's very creative.
Oo nga. Pangalawa, thank you Pangalawa, no rewind button para sa When I was studying this game, I could rewind. Para sa players ng Imus, you cannot rewind. So what is the story there? Make good choices the first time.
Tama.
You have to make good choices the first time. You cannot rewind anything else.
Para no regrets ka.
No regrets. Ang last point natin, something smells fishy. Tulad ng sinusuot kong uniforme, pangatlong beses ko nang sinusuot, something smells fishy. When we come into a game and see the two teams play, alam na natin kung sino na mananalo. Pero dahil sa experience ng players ng Imus, if they harness that experience and gel well with the young players, they can win.
They can be the fishy guys for tonight.
So it smells fishy like my shirt. Buti nga, tumatabi ka sa akin.
Well, baka yung t-shirt ko, pinapantayan yung t-shirt mo.
Yan!
Again, well, right now, it's still scoreless for both Imus and Batangas. You can argue that's also fishy.
There you go.
I'll let you evaluate the defenses of these two teams as Brian Paundo finally puts Imus on board.
Well, of course, mag-a-adjust ang Imus. Yan ang kagandahan ng ating series. No? They started out in Batangas, full court pressure. Now, they seem to be able to break that full court pressure. So, mag-a-adjust ang Batangas. And that's the reason why we've got tougher defense on both ends, limiting the score to 2-0.
Now, to your point about the adjustments of Imus, Carlo Lastimosa did tell me that this week featured their hardest practices of the whole year. And rightfully so, because this is already do or die for the SV squad.
It is talaga. You have no more tomorrow for one team. And then, of course, if they do well, itong Imus, they come back and play in Batangas.
Lastimosa misfires. Great effort by Marvin Hayes, but the ball went out of bounds. Batangas, on the other end, is still looking for its first points. Again, no Jexter Apinan in this game. Cedric Ablaza is slowly warming up at the sideline. Let's see if he can actually help out on the offensive end for the white shirts later on.
I hope ito si Jexter Apinan actually recovers well. aside to recovering well, not just overcoming the sickness of whatever he has, just maintaining strength
Yeah.
to come back and run and play.
Speaking of playing and maintaining strength, this guy, Enzo Del Virgen, has been maintaining his strength and scoring ability all season long. Finally, Batangas is on the board.
Yes. And it took several passes to create the shot. Very unselfish play. And it's total team play for them dito sa Batangas. Here we go for the break.
2-on-1. Ambuluto will score.
This is the same thing I saw in the first game. The big men of Batangas can outrun the big men of Imus. So they should take advantage. Every opportunity they can, run that floor.
Do you think there's a shortage of big men roster-wise for Batangas? Kasi si Rafi Octubre wala din sa game na ito. But do you think Batangas is deep enough to kind of surpass that challenge?
Yes, they actually have guys who are not that tall but are strong enough to outmuscle and outrun the big men of Imus. So let's see. Now, aside from that, when the big men of Batangas are out, whoever comes in can shoot from the perimeter. That opens up the defense of Imus.
Well, guys, like King Importante, Donache, I'm sure those are the ones you were pertaining to. As we take a look at this fast break opportunity for John Ambuluto, who also has come a long way in this season, improving not only his defense but his offensive ability. Your thoughts about him?
Well, I like the hair.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why I was thinking, mali pala ako, dapat nagpakulay na lang ako ng buhok kaysa nagpagupit ng kalbo. But this guy has been a great contributor for his coach. Solid minutes, quality play, and he does the dirty job, quote-unquote, the dirty job for his team. And he's a willing recipient of those hard fouls from his opponents.
Well, he did do the dirty job in game number 1, grabbing 10 rebounds to go alongside his 4 points.
Saka yung mga binabanggaan ng mga players sa Imus, hindi biro, all experienced big men, and he's just willing to come back and fight and just bump everybody out.
Right now, Batangas is up 6-2 with over 4 minutes gone by in the opening quarter. Marvin Hayes drives and he got blocked. Good defense by Ambuluto. Batangas on the run. De La Virgen on to Jong Baloria. Jong, couple of dribbles, bounce pass, steal.
Good intention, sayang, naagaw lang. Great anticipation on the play.
How about the transition defense by Batangas?
Ang bilis talaga nila, and that's the reason why I pointed out, keep the speed.
De La Virgen stops and feeds. Great patience by the white shirts.
And that is a plus factor that you cannot put on any paper. De La Virgen's extra pass. There's a big man who ran down floor, got himself in a closer position to score. De La Virgen, unselfish, making that extra pass.
This assist is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. We talked about his scoring ability all season long, but as you mentioned, Coach JV, how about the passing ability for MJ De La Virgen? Much like what he did.
Yes, laking bagay talaga because he's so unpredictable. He can score and make passes, create things for his teammates. Very tough to defend.
We have a timeout. The score is 8-2. And there you see the Pinoy Sakuragi Mark Pingvis, who had 7 points and 10 rebounds in game number 1 of this series. He hasn't played so far, but J. Mark Impayan is now on the floor as he also comes off the bench to finally join Brian Paundo, Pangotra kay Don Ochea, and the rest of the Batangas City Embassy Chill here in Bacoor, Cavite. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach JB Gayoso and Andrea Endicio for your MPBL. What is today? Tuesday.
Oh, I understand how you feel kasi ang mga gabi natin napakahaba at paulit-ulit tayong bumabalik dito to cover our games.
Well, that's what we love about MPBL basketball. So sobrang ganda minsan umaabot na ng midnight as a whistle is blown. It's 3 in the key.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out somebody medyo, I don't like the term, but I heard it before, nangingitlog sa loob. Yeah,
Okay,
because
let's leave it at that, Coach
yeah,
JB.
because nga nandun 3 seconds napakatagal.
So balik tayo sa Batangas City. The score is 8-2 as CJ Isit works with Jong Baloria, John Aboluto, Don Ochea, and Mark Cruz. Isit lost the ball momentarily.
JJ
CJ.
Helterbrand, yeah,
He
questioning
scores.
the ball. JJ Helterbrand questioning the ball going backcourt for CJ Isit.
Oh! Almost a steal, but it was a foul called on Jong Baloria.
And see the things that Jong Baloria does. He's trying to defend the toughest scorer of Imus. Very willing to do. Usually pag ikaw ang go-to guy ng isang team, hindi ka didepensa dun sa go-to guy ng kalaban.
Well, that's what you love about the attitude of the Batangas players because Coach Cholo demands the best defense
Right.
from his squad to the point na nakapagkwento na siya atin sina Jong Baloria, Levi Hernandez, and Cedric Ablaza na kahit anong galing nila sa opensa, papagalitan pa rin sila ni Coach Cholo on defense.
Napakaganda nga because the system on defense that they have is you have to be great one-on-one defenders, but what capitalizes that is the team defense that they help each other out.
Now this move is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. CJ Isit challenging the defense of Brian Maundo.
Great shot there using the left, extending away
There's
from
a
the
charge.
defender. Oh, nga, offensive
That
foul.
happened also quick. We were even focused on the replay and yet it was already a turnover for Imus. Imus has been locked in at 2 points in this matchup. 10-2. Don Ochea onto CJ Isit. Isit against Helterbrand. 14 on the shot clock. That's a foul.
Speed discrepancy talaga, makikita mo may advances si CJ Isit, but wow, just a few years ago, I'm sure JJ kayang-kaya niyang sabayan, but of course,
Oh, he would have been faster.
oo nga, actually, but not to take anything away from CJ Isit, it's the right thing to do when you have a slower man sa ngayon who's guarding you.
Well, now let's go to Andrea Endicio for her report.
Coach Gino Manansala said that the main reason why they lost in Game 1 was because they're in a state na nagkakapaan pa. Big factor daw na marami silang players na kakabalik lang, kaya balik-amo yan daw ulit sila. But Coach Gino is confident with his players. Sabi nga niya, these guys are pros. It's easy to adjust. So to the Imus fans, no worries about smelling something fishy. Madali naman daw ang players niya to get their groove. For tonight, Coach Gino wants to focus though on the little things, like defensive rebounding. Last game, they only had 22. Going up against a team like Batangas, he expects at least 32 to 38. Will that be the case tonight? Back to you guys.
All right. Rebounding. Babantayan natin. Plus 2 to plus 6. Sorry, plus 10 to 16 ang target ni Coach Gino. He talked about rebounding though, but from the Batangas side
Yes.
in the keys to the game. Obviously, that will also still reflect on the Imus side as Baloria scores its sky.
Well, they were very aggressive talaga on the rebounding side, no, offensively. Yun nga lang, salamat, nabanggit nga ni Andrea, smells fishy because nga, yun, nag-ensayo itong team na to preparing for this game.
And might I say, it feels like Imus has a bit of home court advantage in this venue because we are in Cavite.
Right. Napakalapit lang, nakapag-ensayo siguro sila dito. And aside from that, nakapag-ensayo sila ng kompleto.
The crowd as well, Coach Jay.
Yes.
I'm sure you can
Of
hear
course.
the roar. Almost a turnover. It is completed. Numbers for Imus. Estrada Himpayan is fouled. So now Imus is slowly but surely coming alive.
I don't like plays like that, what Himpayan did, because the last time that happened, somebody just went flying, and in our previous game,
Was that Don Reverente?
Don Reverente, at nakakatakot, humihinto yung paghinga ko. Dun sa takeoff ni Himpayan, talagang, oh, I'm happy. Nothing serious happened, and he's now on the line.
And I'm sure you're happy as well to finally see Cedric Ablaza on the floor. It's been almost a year since we have last seen him with Batangas. And we're happy as well to have Mac Cardona and KG Canaleta joining Imus. Get well soon to Mac as he recovers from that jaw injury that he
Wow.
suffered in the mid-season.
Hirap nun.
He got operated.
Yeah, and you have 2 points for Gimpayan.
All right, now we have a timeout for Coach Cholo Villanueva. The score reads 13-8. Jmar Gimpayan did not play well in game number 1. He did not miss from the field. That's only because he shot the ball once.
Yeah, he shot the ball once, no? His presence wasn't really much felt. Pero I'm pretty sure babawi yan. 2 points na agad siya sa unang pasok niya. Great contributor din siya on offense. And more than that, his defense is amazing as well. Rebounding.
Gimpayan is number 2 in the league in rebounding, averaging 12 rebounds per game. If you look at it individually, I'm sure you'd be impressed with that number, 12 boards per game. It's just that it's hard to chase the number 1 rebounder, that is Balti Baltazar, who averages 17 per outing. Let's see, no, if Jmar can actually live up to what Coach Gino asked as per Andrea Indicio. They want to get 10 to 16 more defensive rebounds in this game.
They actually need to make stops nga, no? Ipe-prevent nila. They have to protect their turf. Ika nga ang kailangan gawin because offensive rebounding of Imus is just amazingly penetrable sa defense ng Batangas.
The score now is 13-10. Ablaza passes on to Villanueva. John Ray, nice feed. That was a sorry miss from Levy.
Siguro hindi sanay si Levy Hernandez na ganun kalapit. But he should put those baskets in at point-blank range.
Helterbrand escaping the defense. 2 passes, another one for Imus. They give it up to Mr. Fast. Helterbrand misses. Balik tayo kay Levy Hernandez. Working with Cedric Ablaza. Levy will fire. That's too strong. Offensive rebound, King, importante.
Yes, napakabilis kasi ng mga paa nito and that's what we're talking about, the speed factor. They just go and try to get those loose balls. Itong every player ng Batangas.
That was a nice spin. Just a sorry miss from Cedric Ablaza. But you think that's a good indication of his conditioning on the court?
Well, at least nandun yung footwork. You'd expect him to be rusty. Napakaganda. Yun nga lang, pagdating ng ganitong scenario, to make that quick move, you have those adjustments because full of energy ka to finish the shot. Lumalampas din ang bola and we see that. But as he gets warmed up and gets into the rhythm and the flow of the game, I'm sure Cedric Ablaza would be, the Cedric Ablaza of old.
Right now, it's Joseph Peña Redondo who is at the stripe. Came off the bench in this matchup, trimming the lead down to 2 after his first gimme. We have 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in the opening quarter for game number 2. 1 out of 2. But there was a violation. A lane violation on Imus.
Alam mo, Migs, just the thought, no? 8 months wala si Cedric Ablaza and they're here, ang Batangas team.
I was actually
Without
joking.
him, yeah.
I was joking with him. Said, number 2 kayo last year. Number 2 pa rin ang team mo this year. So ano yun, hindi ka nalang na-miss.
Hindi nga. Oo nga.
Although, obviously, iba pa rin talaga ang dating kapag may Cedric sa Batangas as Ablaza gets the board. But the ball is stripped away. Ryan Sual will attack. Sual up and under. Sorry, miss.
Had the opportunity to run his defender down but opted to use his left.
A sorry turnover on the other end as the ball slipped out of the hands of Levy Hernandez.
Ito mga breaks of the game that will favor one team at the end. At kailangan talaga ihinto ang mga turnovers.
KG Canaleta now checks in for Mark Pingris. Ooh, there was a miscommunication on the substitution. Gimpayan sat down. It's supposed to be Pingris who had to sit down. And now it's Rudy Lingane who checks in for CJ Isit.
Makes 5 turnovers na ngayon para sa Batangas, 3 para sa Imus. Mukhang high scoring ang ating turnovers ngayon. And that's because of the quality of defense being shown by the team.
Well, good for Imus to pick things up now. They've had a 9-2 run. Ryan Sual makes it a 12-2 run.
That's one way to break the full court press, getting your shot off before you're hounded by the defender.
We have 16 seconds remaining before the end of one. Now Imus has its first lead in the series. Imagine that.
Something fishy, Migs. Something fishy.
You are correct. Villanueva attacking. He is blocked. There's the recovery.
Oh!
Sorry, miss. And that will do it for our opening frame. What a comeback by the Imus SV squad.
I like what I see. Scary thought. I'm not gonna say anything more, Migs. You know where I'm getting at.
Well, right now we're gonna have to break down some highlights in the opening frame. What did Batangas do at the start and what did Imus do to recover?
Well, they both played actually tough defense, and then eto makita natin unselfish play on Batangas. But nakapag-recover ang second unit ng Imus, and that's the reason why they took that lead. Aside from that, they're playing great defensive as a team. In offense, nakikita ko, they're now breaking the full court press, itong Imus ng Batangas. Great shot there.
That's Ryan Sual, who hasn't even seen much action in the whole season. Now Imus has the lead 14-13. We're back inside the Strike Gym in Bacoor, Cavite for Batangas City versus Imus. Well, since we are in Cavite, it has definitely felt like some sort of home court advantage for Imus, which is like 15-20 minutes away from this venue. They have held Batangas scoreless in the last 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
And that's a nice thing because dominant talaga sa depensa. Ito makita natin, 5 of 15 ang Batangas, 5 of 14 naman ang ating scoring field goal percentages.
Now, Coach JB, this is the first Imus lead for the whole series. I'd like you to describe to us the quality of play that you're able to witness right now.
Well, ang kagandahan nito is the series will change the story of a series. And when you play a second game, you have time to adjust. Now, when you play a team that is systemized, has the system that they've been doing for a year, if they find a solution itong Imus, napakahirap mag-adjust ang team na nakaset sa sistema. Habang ang Imus, we know that the system that they have is they look for the advantages on the players. And right now, the people scoring are the quick ones who are free for Imus. On defensive end ng Imus, they're just locking up their man who are actually scoring sa game 1.
Oh, this is what Andre mentioned. That is what Gino Manansala mentioned to her. The adjustments that Imus has been able to make as Ambuluto scores inside. Now the lead is back with Batangas.
6 points for Ambuluto, and he's the only one consistently scoring on offense when he attacks those boards. Somebody needs to keep a body on him.
How about Ryan Suwad with his second three-pointer?
Oh, 6 points for him. Badly needed yung mga outside sniping. That again would help the defense to open up para sa Batangas. At yung big men naman ang makakapaglaro. Offensive there, offensive foul on Mpbl.
Yeah, not a good screen. Good defense by Ryan Suwal, who did score 5 points in game number 1. So he has already surpassed his scoring output here for game number 2. There's the screen. It happened in front of Coach Gino, as this happened in front of Coach Cholo. Nice three from Ryan Suwal as Helterbrand makes his first three-pointer.
And that's what I was talking about. If the veterans gel well with the younger players, they can actually be a unit that can beat this Batangas team.
Something is definitely smelling fishy as of this moment. That was JJ Helterbrand's first basket in this series as Hernandez answers back.
Oh, almost a steal there.
20-17. Ryan Suwal gives it up to Mark Pingris. Pingris looking for JJ. Instead, he goes to KG. Peña Redondo. Off of his catch, there was a foul called.
Highly visible talaga ang mga pinoproject ng mga players ng Imus. They're confident. They came into this ball game confident. I had a lot of questions against him when they were in Batangas, but now JJ Helterbrand releasing that shot. He did the same thing, but there's a lot of tentative movements in the first game. Now, Levy Hernandez din naman nakakapag-score, but Imus is totally different.
Ryan Suwal now misfires. Good effort by Pingris to tap that ball onto KG, who doesn't get the bounce. Here comes Rudy Linganay. Working with John Amboluto. Linganay pulls up and misses. That's a loose ball foul on John.
Well, at the moment, big 7 turnovers na Batangas, 3 for Imus, 16 offensive rebounds.
No,
5
16
offensive
rebounds.
5 offensive.
Come on, coach, you got to read it right.
Yeah. All right. 5 offensive rebounds for Batangas compared to 0 of Imus.
Oh, that is not really doing well for the rebounding of Imus in this game. As we mentioned, or as Andrea mentioned, the defensive rebounding has to be at 32-38. If you give up those offensive rebounds, it's not going to help your case as Helterbrand misses on that in and out.
Oh, those are the things that you know would help you. Pasok na eh.
Yeah. Kaso lumabas pa.
Lumabas pa.
Jong Valoria. His turn to attack. Valoria almost traveled. No putback.
Pansin ko parang napakababa ng ring dito, and that's the reason why all the shots of Batangas are just going over the ring.
That's actually been a fact for Bacoor for a couple of years now. Pero talaga ibang mga court na mababa. Much like Zamboanga, by the way. As
Yes.
now a traveling violation is called on Mark Pingris. Carlo Lastimosa checks in for JJ Helterbrand.
I like the minutes being given by to every player by the coach of Imus. Talagang binibigyan nila ng quality minutes. Enough to contribute, but at the same time, enough for them to rest pag napalitan.
So it wasn't like this to game number 1.
No, because they were down so much that they had to keep a lot of players in even if pagod na.
That's the first field goal of Cedric Ablaza in the 5th season of the Mpbl. Welcome back, Zed.
So nice to see, but so scary to think what else may happen as he prolongs his stay on the court.
Actually, may pabitin pa nga itong Batangas, no? Again, Cedric Ablaza is not playing with his best friend Jexter Apinan in this game as he gets the steal and the breakaway layup.
4 points for him. Textbook Cedric Ablaza, anticipating lang the dribble when the man switches out. He's ready to steal that ball.
21-20, the lead is back with Batangas as Canaleta scores.
Wow, you see the veteran players just stepping up.
The other end, there's the veteran for Batangas. Linganay misfires. There's one guy ahead. 3-on-2 action. Suwal stops, pops, and misses.
A bit too anxious there for Suwal. They didn't have the numbers game. Could have waited for Lastimosa, who was free on the opposite side.
Now this move is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. KG Canleta against Cedric Ablaza in his signature fadeaway shot.
Oh, nga, he just elongates really way up there. Good challenge by Cedric Ablaza, but just not too much to really change the shot of
like
KG
that.
Canaleta.
I like that word, elongates.
Yeah, well,
It really suits KG.
yeah.
We have a timeout, 22-21.
You are still watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League live on MPTV. Coach Shola Villanueva owes their win in Game 1 to their defensive identity. He shared to me that they were able to limit most of the scorers of Imus except nga daw dito kay Carlo Lastimosa. Sabi ni Coach Cholo, Carlo is really a very good scorer. Outside-inside shooting, mid-range shots, name it, he can make it. Kaya naman daw he had to make defensive schemes specifically for him at isa nga daw sa mga agenda nila tonight ang malimit itong si Carlo. Tonight, Batangas wants to close out this series. Sabi ni Coach Cholo, his boys have something to prove against the PBA icons. Mix and Coach JV?
Thank you, Andrea. Well,
Thank you,
actually, that's going to be very challenging for Carlo because he already said that in game number 1, he had such a hard time against the defense of Batangas. Sabi niya sa akin, ayaw na ayaw niya talaga yung biniblit siya sa pick and roll action because it doesn't give him the chance to shoot. He was forced to kick the ball out a lot in game number 1. As Pingris misses inside, Lastimosa scored, correct me if I'm wrong, he scored in game number 1 through his hustle and through kick-outs to him.
Yes, and that's why deadly pa rin si Carlo Simosa when he's inside. Of course, when you study against Imus, when you prepare for Imus, that's what you will do. Carlo Lastimosa will have to be hounded and given a different style of shot, not his usual way of scoring. That changes everything for him.
How about that move from Mark Pingris just dominating inside against 2 Batangas players?
Well, he actually missed on 2 attempts. His first, he was called for a travel, but this time, the experience and the strength, he knows how to finish.
First 2 points in this game for Mark Pingris. He had 7 in game number 1. Remember, folks, in the regular season, Mark Pingris made his debut for Imus against Batangas, in Batangas. And in that game, he was so dominant, handing Batangas one of their biggest upsets in the 5th campaign of our league.
And that's the reason why there is a possibility that an upset can occur if these guys get back into team shape, not just individual shape, but team shape.
Oh, nice pass inside. Oh, ho, ho, ho! What a block by Jimboy Estrada.
Could that guy leap or could that guy leap?
Well, I think that guy can leap as Jimboy Estrada completely erases that shot of Mark Cruz.
Kala ko volleyball game tayo ah.
Oh, he also had a smile to the camera as Valoria misfires. Block story 2-1 in favor of Imus. They have the advantage right now. Estrada back down to Mark Pingris. Kick out, Canaleta. His 3-pointer is good.
5 points for Canaleta, in and out game. Post-up presence, pag na-double team si Mark Pingris, his teammate free from the outside, very experienced, 4 of 13 sa 3 points. Laking bagay niyan, 0 of 8 pa lang sa Batangas.
Oh, no double dribble there as Cedric Ablaza recovers.
Wow, he gets an assist and the point.
That's Cedric Ablaza's 3rd and 4th points in this game. Let me check that. Ablaza now has 6 points with 3 rebounds and 2 dimes.
And 1 assist to himself.
Tingnan natin kung dadagdag yun as the ball goes out of bounds. The pass was too low to Pingris.
Substitution.
Let's see. This three-pointer by KG Canaleta off of that Mark Pingris kick out. It went out and then it went in. It's bouncing around the rim as we present to you our lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. Not sure if pertaining to the fans or the teammates of KG Canaleta who were hugging each other.
Well, you know, when these veterans get to scores and bring back memories of how they used to play before, laking bagay yun sa mga fans nila who came all the way out here to support them. Although napakalapit lang ng Imus, but still.
You see that rebound? That was signature Pinoy Sakuragi as Estrada turns the ball over. 27-25, back and forth we have gone. Ablaza feeds to no one.
And you see the I was mentioning earlier, the experience of these veterans must gel well. They need to slow down the younger players because nagiging erratic, nagiging excited yung mga bata. The younger ones, not necessarily bata, but the younger ones compared to the ex-pros.
Well, as for us, we also have to slow things down as of this moment. We have a timeout, 27-25. This assist is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. It's Rudy Linganay finding Cedric Ablaza, finding Mark Cruz. I'm not sure if that was an intended pass. Yes, it was. Yeah, kita mo naman sa anggulo ng kanyang mga braso, no?
Yes, everybody expected him to shoot. Cedric Ablaza can shoot, but he opted to make a better pass to a better scorer down low. High percentage shot always favors your team.
Well, this is what we mentioned, that Cedric Ablaza still has chemistry with his teammates. After all, ilang taon niya nang kasama itong sina Jong Valoria and company. He has trained for half a year already with Batangas, but because of personal issues, he's only able to play today. But still, welcome back to him.
Parang hindi yata nawala eh.
Diba?
People are wondering, siguro binobola tayo nitong mga announcers.
Oh no. Everybody missed Cedric, I'm sure.
Oo nga.
Especially with how he played last year, a Mythical 5 selection in the Mpbl. As J. Mark Malyari misses, and there's a loose ball foul.
Suddenly, the ball rotation has stopped dito sa Imus. And these are the things the young kids need to understand. You have to give the ball to somebody who's a legit scorer. Carlo Lastimosa is not there to wait around and play defense. He has to have that ball.
Balik tayo kay MJ De La Virgen, who works with Levy Hernandez, Jong Valoria, Mark Cruz, and Don Ochea. Here's Cruz, bumping with Levy for a while. 8 on the shot clock. Hernandez being hounded by Estrada. 4 on the shot clock. Levy will shoot this. Oh! Estrada caught him by the arm. But will they challenge this?
Wow.
Rico Meyerhofer went immediately to communicate with Gino Manansala for that challenge.
Well, just for our viewers, I know the challenge can be made. And they have how many challenges per?
One per game.
Per game.
It seems like they won't challenge anymore.
Kasi too early to make that challenge. And
I ask this to every analyst. If you're the coach, are you going to absolutely reserve it for the fourth quarter?
no, well, it's not the quarter. It's a crucial situation, but I'll never use it in the first half.
In the first half. So
Yeah.
either third or fourth half.
Yeah.
That's your perspective.
That's my perspective. Now, for example, if you're up by 20 points, regardless if it was a questionable call, I'd let it go. no more, no need.
Depende rin sa game.
Yeah, depende sa situational. But I'm not saying that's what should be done. Other coaches might have other decisions.
Well, you did
favoring
make the
them.
point na depende talaga sa game. Sometimes, with the height of emotions, coaches tend to do it to prove a point.
Right.
Levy Hernandez, though, just missed his first 2 free throws.
I think dito sa Mpbl, nung patapos na ang game, tinawag din yun, although crucial pa ang situation, no, ginamit. Kasi patapos na rin ang game. Eh.
Third free throw for Levy. 0 out of 3. That's his first trip at the line in the series.
And this is where you see yung absence niya for a long time. Kasi iba yung pressure pag nandun ka sa linya, lahat nakatingin sa'yo, the lights and everything.
Marvin Hayes onto J-Mar Gimpayan. It's Jimboy who will fire. That's too strong. Rebound, Jong. He got hit. That's actually very dangerous for Jong Baloria. His nose is very vulnerable as Hernandez answers back.
Good strong move by Levy Hernandez. 4 points for him. Di mo na kailangan ng tres. Just beat your man on offense. Carlo Lastimosa once again not being able to receive a pass. There he gets it.
Carlo sizing up Levy. Lastimosa, he loves going left. Basket and one.
I mean, there's no point in having Carlo Lastimosa in if he doesn't get that ball. You have to find a way to get that ball to his hands because this guy, even if he can score at will, he can also create for his teammates. 2 points.
He's so used to that. Creating contact. What a way to answer back. This tough layup by Levy Hernandez.
Batang-bata. What a move.
Carlo Lastimosa had 18 points with 2 dimes in game number 1. He just scored his first 2 in this matchup. Just couldn't finish with a bonus.
Oh!
And down, it's a charge.
Great defense there, just blocking the path to the basket, allowing himself to be bulldozed.
2 fouls on Levy as Ryan Sual returns for J. Mark Malyari.
Malyari hindi nakabawi, no? Bugbog na yung dibdib. Remove, but great challenge, great substitution there. Another 3-point threat for Imus.
Ryan Sual did have a heat check moment a couple of minutes ago.
Oo nga.
Sual has 2 threes to his name in this game so far. 29-27. 15 on the shot clock, 45 on the game clock in quarter number 2. Carlo Lastimosa, almost a turnover. Carlo's in trouble. 5 on the shot clock. Ryan Sual. Yes, sir.
I called it. 9 points. Release pa lang, tinalikuran ko na. Kita ko na, he's got his feet set.
That extends Imus' lead to 5 points. MJ delivered him, caging Sual, and he got fouled.
You know, I've been away for quite some time. My focus is on the game. When you said Imus was up at 5, I had to check. I didn't know they were up by 5. I was just caught.
That's how good the action is.
Yes. Or at the same time, absent-minded of me not to be checking the score.
All right, so we'll take a short break with 13 seconds to go. 32-27.
Mark, Ron, and then Levy. Okay? Blue screens for Jong. Bob, kung meron, bigyan natin. Pwede nyo rin hinahanap natin. Punta ng corner, John. Kuha ng bola, Mark. That's a cut. Okay? Sorry. That's a screen. And then curl. Kung meron, John, kunin mo. Pag wala, nandito si Don at Levy. Now, MJ, pag-cross doon, nandito ka na. Pag wala doon, Mark, nandito tayo kay Dom. Dribble hand of face Dom. You're moving. Nandun. You have a shooter doon, Dom. You have a roller.
Coach JV, itong bagay sa'yo. For a premium experience in an exceptional stay, presenting Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the Mpbl. Dahil taga Batangas ka, ikaw ang pinakamalapit dyan sa Boracay de la Ia. You might as well try it for us.
You know, I'm a willing recipient of a free 2-night stay at that place. I'm here, sitting, and kung abutan ako, hello!
And for all of you Mpbl fans out there, try it as well. Boracay de la Ia as Valoria swings the ball over to De La Virgen. MJ fakes. It's a foul. 2 free throws.
Totally different defense right now by Imus compared to the first game that I covered. Very aggressive. Everybody's just giving the Batangas players a difficult time. And hats off sa Batangas because a lot of them are still finding a way to score.
First free throw for MJ is no good. He had 4 points and 4 dimes in game number 1. This is his breakout season for Batangas in the Mpbl, scoring-wise most especially.
Alam mo, ang free throw situation natin hindi maganda ha for on both ends. And this is gonna be difficult pagdating sa end game natin.
Free throw shooting is at 4 out of 8 for Batangas and 3 out of 6 for Imus. 50% for both.
50% for both, but you need to understand, wag itong game natin na to, dikitan. It looks like it's gonna be this way all throughout. 1 point, 1 miss is bad enough.
Full court inbound, full court press,
Oh,
baseball
too
pass.
strong.
Yeah. Marvin Hayes and Ryan Swal lost space there.
Yeah, that was just a bad pass. Bad pass. Good intention. I saw the quickness of Swalder making that run, but the ball just went way out there.
Coach Cholo keeps on making situational substitutions. Unfortunately, hindi na pwedeng pumasok, no, yung kanyang last set of subs. So his defensive players will have to finish the half. Baseline inbound, that's a turnover. Ryan Swal has 1 second to work with. He almost made the half-court shot. And how about the Imus SB squad leading at halftime by 4 points?
Well, given that situation, a few seconds left, hindi na kailangan talaga ang long pass. And how do I know that what I'm saying is right? Because in this last possession, they didn't make a long pass. They took it slowly up. Could have had more seconds, but the fingers are being thrown. Time out na tayo!
No, hindi na tayo time out. Halftime
na
na tayo.
pala.
The score is 32-28 after 20 minutes of play.
Welcome to your Mpbl recap, and it's been an incredible night of basketball dito sa United Sports Arena in Pasig City, and Nueva Ecija advancing to the next round after the sweep of the Pasay Voyagers, but it wasn't easy, Coach Louie, and pinahirapan nga itong Pasay ang Nueva Ecija before Nueva Ecija survived and advanced.
Oo, though alam nakita naman natin sa Dalf kay field goal percentage-wise, Pasay really struggled against Nueva Ecija, pero again it was not an easy game again for Nueva Ecija kasi alam mo yung Pasay lumalaban pa rin sila hanggang doon sa last minute ng fourth quarter.
Well, Chris Bitoon had a very good performance, 16 points in just 16 minutes para kay Chris Bitoon, and he looked like he was the only player na parang nandun sa kanyang rhythm and really very comfortable playing and shooting that basketball in this ball game.
Oo, and every time he's on the floor, talagang he contributes in alam mo yun, sa paraan na pinakamagaling siya dun sa puntos na kasi hindi naman talaga ang maganda sa ginawa ni Chris na yung composure niya, though alam mo yun, hindi rin naman easy yung pagka-handle sa kanya sa defense on the defensive end ng Pasay.
Well, we saw a fight back galing sa Voyagers and they came with 7-8 points several times pero hindi na nga nila nakayanan itong Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Brian Hilario leading the way with 16 points, but you know, a lot of the players of Pasay weren't able to deliver, no? The likes of Lawrence Victoria, Don Reverente, hindi sila doon sa level that was expected of them in this series.
Oo, totoo yan. Nandun yung effort, pero alam mo yung dumarating talaga sa basketball minsan na kahit anong gawin mo sa Delph, yung mga easy baskets, hindi talaga humulog eh.
No, and then that's why Nueva Ecija will move on to the next round. But what about our second game? A double overtime classic. The San Juan Knights winning over the Makati OK Bet Kings to take the series 2-0. A lot of heroes here para dito sa San Juan Knights. Adrian Nocom was outstanding with 22 points. Marvin Taiwan had a great game until he fouled out in the overtime period. But the big shot came courtesy of Orlan Romar. 16 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals para kay Orlan Romar, the heart and soul of this San Juan Knights team.
Oo, alam mo, ang ganda naman talaga, ang ganda pareho ng game plan ng both coaches, itong Makati and San Juan game, and yung Makati entering the game with a bigger purpose. Especially na ito si Rob Reselis came out, itong si Calo and Billy Robles, talagang ito na yung suspects nila na talaga ibinigay naman talaga lahat sa Delph yung lahat nila, pero it's breaks of the game in that sa ating second game.
Oo, syempre no, Robbie Celis 24 points, Eman Calo 24 points and 19 points galing kay Billy Robles, but not enough as the
It is halftime here in Bacoor for Imus versus Batangas City. Quite a home court for the Imus SV squad because, after all, their place is only 15 to 20 minutes away from this venue, which is why we do have a good crowd with us today inside the Strike Gym. Now, we do have to establish the fact that the statistics really will tell you a lot about this game so far. Coach JV, why don't you proceed with the first four?
Ito, magugulat kayo, 0 of 10 3-point attempts. Batangas, 5 of 16 para sa Imus. Points of turnovers, 13. Lumalamang ang Imus sa Batangas with 7. Inside points, dun. At least nakakabawi with a lot of putbacks, 24 to 12 favoring Batangas. And the bench scoring, nakita natin the second and third unit of Imus really just did their jobs well with 24 points.
Diyan pa lang, kita mo na ang dami ng pagkakaiba between Batangas and Imus. I'd like to add more. You mentioned no second chance scoring for Imus as one of your goals for Batangas. True enough, it's 0 second chance points for Imus so far in this game. Andrea mentioned the defensive rebounding of Imus. They are targeting 32 to 36 in this matchup. They only have 14 so far. They gave up 8 offensive rebounds in the first half for Batangas.
Oo nga, but see, what we can't see in the stat sheet is the aura right now of this Imus team. Like I mentioned, totally different from the first game. Makikita natin ang leading scorers natin. 6 for Ablasa, 6 for Ambuluto, 4 for Hernandez, and 3 for Isit.
And then, on the other side, for the Imus SV squad, it's Ryan Suwal with 3 3-pointers to his name. 9 points. KG has 5. Jamar has 4 and Jimboy has 4 as well. Going back to your point, do you remember it?
Well, yeah. What they need to do now is harness yung energy ng youth dito sa Imus, especially the veterans of who should hold them back. Be composed and come up favorable by working together on their offense. Very important.
Working together is such a big thing for the Imus SV squad. That's usually the temptation when you have a lot of talent. You tend to
just go be heroic. Be heroic when you come to you have to finish talaga the game by finding the good shot selection, good decisions being made at a critical time.
That was a tough shot by John Valoria, but a good putback from Mark Cruz. Now you mentioned a difference between the two rims in this game.
Yeah, I noticed sa tagal ko na kasing covering games, whether it's playing, coaching, or just being a director, you can tell the height of a court when one is lower. And I noticed dito sa right side, sa ating screens, yung right side na court, yung kaninang tinitirahan ng Batangas, medyo mababa lang ng konti, or just something different from our angle here.
So this is back to normal for Batangas City?
This is back to normal for Batangas City because the courts back in Batangas are higher, and this one on the left looks higher. Titingnan natin kung mag-i-improve ang outside shooting ng Batangas.
You did mention 0 out of 10 3-point shots.
0 talaga.
For Batangas in the first 2 frames.
And that's rare for Batangas.
Here's a fake, not a 3-pointer from Sed. Ball tapped away in favor of Batangas. And yes, folks, Cedric Ablaza is back playing for the Batangas City Embassy Chill. It's been a while. We certainly missed him. And we also are missing the services of Jexter Apinan. And now, Cedric Ablaza drains the first 3-pointer of Batangas. Oh no, that was a 2. It was only a 2-pointer.
A long 2. Sayang, nandun na siya. But still, at least, nandun pa rin yung nasa puso niya, ready to shoot when he's given the chance.
So the score is 32 all. With 9 on the shot clock for Ryan Suwal. Suwal attacks right to left. Sorry, miss. He tried to do that as well in the first half. Do you remember?
Yes, avoiding the contact by shifting the ball to his left. Mark Fingers telling him, sige, tuloy mo lang bata. Great encouragement there from the veteran.
32 all. Balik tayo sa Batangas City. Ablaza passes onto Ochea. Don. Lost the ball momentarily. There's the recovery. That's out of bounds in favor of the white shirts.
Ochea, great pass to himself for that penetration move. Moving without the ball na yun eh. Tama.
Technically, you are correct. Great observation.
Sari-sari yung nakikita natin talaga. Kita mo naman.
That's what makes you a very unique analyst, no? As Cedric Ablaza escapes and scores.
I like the way you really mean crazy. Using the word unique. Thank you for being kind to me, Migs.
Well, for the many years that we have worked together, it's a skill that you develop when someone sits beside you. As this move is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. Cedric Ablaza looking like he never lost his touch.
Oo, shooting from the outside, penetrating in. Nandun pa nga eh. Yun nga lang, the only thing that I saw, the setback sa kanya is taking those free throws kasi medyo may konting pressure. But I doubt it's gonna come back itong second half. He'll be his normal self.
This there by Imus. We go back Batangas' way. MJ using the screens up top. Delaverhin. On 2, nobody. He still has the ball. Just called out to play with 13 on the shot clock. Jong Baloria against Jimboy Estrada. Jong backing down, kick out. Ablaza for 3. Yes, sir.
Oh, full court pressure. There you go. Jong Baloria yelling at Cedric Ablaza. Nakalimutan niya yung usapan sa depensa.
So there you go. The adjustments that he has to make.
Yes. A bit rusty there, pero at least, di ba? He's contributing. Nakalimutan lang niya yung sa setup.
37-34 after that Lastimosa conversion. Here's Jong against Jimboy. Nice pass inside, but the feed was a bit too strong.
Yun yung tipong sinubo mo na yung siopaw pero nahulog.
Sayang tuloy yung 20 mo.
Oo.
Balik tayo dito. Kina Marvin Hayes, but they turn the ball over as Don Ochea misses inside.
What a defensive job by Hayes to recover.
Now here's Carlo Lastimosa. You mentioned in the first half, from time to time, you have to give him the ball. Carlo misfires. Rebound Pingris. Mark Pingris scores.
Nakita mo yung tira ni Mark, pababa na eh. And that's why I guess the height here, well, then again, I can't question the leaping ability of Mark Pingris. So, who am I to say?
Oh, let's just hope he gives us a dunk later on. 37-36, Baloria. There's the cutter. MJ traveled.
Could have been an assist by Jong Baloria. But here we go again. Full court pressure being applied by Batangas.
How about the energy in this arena? It doesn't feel like we're in neutral territory.
Tama ka dun. Pero ito ay, kumbaga katas ng kilos ng mga players sa loob.
Yes.
Everybody's excited and they feel it. They feel the pressure whether Imus has the ball or Batangas. Oh!
Including you. You're very excited.
Kasi
there's a loose ball foul.
Naiinggit ako sa yakapan. Migs, baka naman pwede, paminsan-minsan, yakapin mo naman ako. Kasi sila pwede.
Coach JB, nasa TV tayo. Medyo...
Yun.
Wag muna dito.
Alright. Si Sedelf nga, sinisiko ko sa game eh.
Okay na kayo ni Sedelf. Magkakaslapping match pa nga kayo, di ba?
Will you watch?
Well, if you actually do it, then fine, yes. As Carlo Lastimosa misses inside.
Oh!
A loose ball foul again.
Because you see the two guys trying to muscle each other for a rebound. But you know, those hands are gonna go flopping everywhere. Pag natamaan ka, sorry na lang. And that's alright. The word sorry is really important in basketball. Whether you mean it or not.
Sa taas ba naman ang pride ng mga players natin? It goes a long way. And so the referees just called a foul on Marvin Hayes. Hayes did apologize to Cedric Ablaza. Let's see what happened here. Ayun, natamaan. Ayun pala, the second hand. That was the one that hurt for Cedric. Balik tayo sa Batangas with MJ Delaverhin. 37-36. Under 6 minutes in the third. Ablaza to Ochea. Don looking for a teammate. Hounded by Carlo Lastimosa. That is a foul. Likely on Don. No, actually it's on Carlo.
Number 22, Carlo Lastimosa is second. Second team foul for Imus
Second
SV
team
squad.
foul for the Imus SV squad.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
Sideline inbound tayo para kay MJ Deliverhen as Junji Hanyari checks in for the first time in this game. Junji, a couple of games back, was the best player for Imus against
14
Bulacan
seconds to shoot.
in their game that happened in Pasay. Here's MJ looking for a teammate. There's Mark Cruz. Hand off to Jong. Now the ball is with Cedric Ablaza. Backdoor cut. The pass was off-angled.
I like to see errors like that made, especially from a comebacking Cedric Ablaza, because his reaction shows, oh, I could have done better. And you know he can.
And he is also recognizing the fact that he has so much to work with as he returns, as Junji Halyari scores inside on the other end.
Well, a person squeezed behind Malyari going behind Ablaza. He was so much focused on everything happening above, not realizing there was a free man below.
Kick out, Mark Cruz. They go to Ced. Ablaza will attack. Ablaza will miss. Offensive rebound. Shot clock is at 10. Ced needs a teammate. There's MJ. Up top to Jong. Valoria passes inside. And Ochea will score.
And that's how deadly Jong Valoria is. He's not only looking for a shot, he's also looking for an easy shooting teammate.
That's the fourth assist already of Jong Valoria in this game. He also has 6 rebounds. So while trying to split the D, there was a foul.
In the case of Jong Valoria, no, he's a willing passer, but he knows the crucial situations. When he's free, he's going to take a three. He's going to launch that. And that's something Imus needs to be careful of.
Sometimes even from way out, no?
From way out.
Now, JJ Helterbrand goes way in the game as he subs in for Imus. It's 39-38 with 4 minutes and 10 remaining in the third. Now, we go back to the keys to victory for Batangas City.
Well, everything mentioned earlier is a positive note. Eto, no need to fix what is broken. Ganda pa rin ang depensang pinapakita ng Batangas. They've been doing well. Even if they're down, nandun pa rin. The speed, they're trying to run as much as they can. Itong Batangas to make sure that the older legs of Imus can't catch up. Going on the third, no second chance opportunities. Makita nga natin, 0 pa lang second chance points ang Imus. So, positive note.
How about the Imus SB squad?
Isa pa to. For Imus, they're doing the same thing. They're guarding Jong, preventing him from scoring. But nakakalusot itong sa second half yung kanyang mga passes. 4 assists for him, like you said. No rewind button. A lot of the good decisions being made by Imus. Mga turnovers or errors na ginawa nila sa nung first game, nabura na dito sa second game natin. And finally, something smells fishy. Told you, we don't know who's gonna win in tonight's ball game because they are playing great basketball, itong Imus, and we just have to wait what they can do in the last dying seconds of the fourth.
Oh, this is as fishy as any game can get for everybody. Timeout tayo, 41-39.
Of PBA icons, PBA legends, high-level players. So for us, we just want to prove that we can compete with these guys. Kaya hopefully this game too, we will have an aggressive start. We were not really thinking about kung sino yung mga kalaban namin ng first round or if Imus is gonna be there. We just wanted to win every game, and hopefully during the playoffs, we'll be ready kung sino man yung mga kalaban namin. That's the plan. Tapusin yung series tonight and
hopefully be better in our next series.
Well, you have to love the mindset from Coach Cholo Villanueva, just focusing on each and every game that they can win. That's why, even though they lost Cedric Ablaza for the whole season, they still ended up with that #2 seed, not even caring who their opponent will be in the first round as Valoria misfires.
Yun talaga nagagawa ng sistema. He's got players who know. He doesn't really need to teach them anything and everything. Just the encouragement of having that energy when they play. Everything else becomes second nature na to them because of that system that he has established. At kaya, that's the reason why maganda ang performance ng team niya.
The other end, no good for Imus. That three-pointer for Marvin Hayes. We go back Batangas City's way. They're down by 2 points. With 3 minutes and change in the third. Levy Hernandez. That's in and out. Takbo tayo sa kabila. Jimboy. Bounce pass up top. Pingris goes to Helterbrand. JJ did not use the screen. Another miss, but Junji Halyari was there for the cleanup.
A great effort by Halyari, Halyari, and 4 points for him. But I'm watching the eyes of JJ Helterbrand. He's looking to penetrate, but at the same time checking out his teammates. Ito, scoring run 9-0 for Imus.
Much like what they did in the first quarter after starting slow. That's another monstrous board by the Pinoy Sakuragi. That's 8 rebounds now for Mark Pingris. Helterbrand to Marvin Hayes.
Sorry, eye-to-eye contact, Marvin Hayes and Mark Pingris. Yan ang kagandaan ng mga veterano. Tingin na lang nakukuha na.
Oh, they are ex-PBA players, both of them.
Yes.
As Helterbrand misses. Offensive rebound again. Shot clock was reset. Helterbrand for 3. No good. Rebound Levy. Boy, how about the physicality inside?
You know, JJ's shot could have been there, but he has to make that adjustment. Oh, great D by Halyari.
Unfortunately, Apoluto was able to recover and John is fouled. Ablaza knew about his mistake. He immediately apologized to Levy Hernandez, who was free on the left wing.
And he's got 2 veteran players down low. Itong si Amboluto that he's going up against. Pero he just puts himself in a position na he gets a favorable chance at grabbing a loose ball.
Well, I did talk to him before this game and he said, to Andrea's point na advantage ng Imus ang kanilang ex-PBA players, ginagawa ring advantage si Ambuluto yun by letting them serve as his motivation. As now we go back to Miss Andrea Indicio.
During the halftime huddle, ang sabi ni Coach Gino Manansala, in the first 2 quarters, they were able to do what they want. But then again, settling will never be an option. Dapat masiangat for the last 20 minutes of the game. For the second half, Coach Gino wants more ball movement. Wag daw puro dribble and make their defense move. Be more physical and put more pressure against the Embassy Chill. At syempre kung may gustong i-improve, meron din tayong gustong i-retain. At yun ay ang magandang boxing out. With just 4 second chance points given to Batangas in the first half, Coach Gino wants to see the consistency for the rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Well, as Batangas is called for a violation on their offensive end, that makes us go back to your point about hero ball for
Yes.
the Imus SV squad.
Oo, nakakagigil kasi given the situation, you want to go to a third game and everybody wants to be a contributor or probably the hero. Iwasan sana natin yun because Coach Gino himself said, make extra passes, look for the open guy who can help score.
No basket there for Halyari. Ball rebounded by Rudy Linganay. The score is 43-40 in favor of Imus. This is for the tie. Yes!
3 points for Linganay. Nakikita nga natin, relax na relax sila sa basket dito sa kaliwa ng ating TV.
The other end, Cañaleta misfires. Offensive rebound. No conversion inside. Imus recovers. Here's Junji against Rudy. Cross-court pass. Cañaleta to Peña Redondo. No good. 2 Batangas players fought for the ball. That's not good.
Well, Ambulunto came from the back. Should have let that ball go. Importante had it.
So it will be a baseline inbound for JJ Helterbrand as Imus fights to survive here in game number 2. Cañaleta to JJ, back to KG, cross court, Junji Halyare. 7 on the shot clock, Halyare turns around and passes, KG, Cañaleta is fouled.
Quick touch shot by Cañaleta. He knew the defender was there. Smart decision on his part. That's something you decide in mid-air, whether to bring it down or continue going up.
I'm sure that got the Batangas crowd very nervous. And speaking of the Batangas crowd, let me take this time to greet Mark Garcia with their LGU partners, Mayor Beverly Rose Abayag de Macuha, Congressman Marvin Marino, Vice Mayor Eliza Cruz, and Sangguniang Panunsod members, at syempre si Konsehal Macmac Garcia. Pinapabati kayo ng ating mga Batangas VIPs.
Wow, ang daming nanonood talaga dyan. Kelvin Gregorio and family from the Rizal
we
area
definitely
living
miss it.
here. Oo nga. Good evening sa inyo. Enjoy the game.
7 on the shot clock. There was a foul called against Imus. It's on JJ Hildebrand.
Number 13, JJ Hildebrand is second. And that is the 14th foul for Imus.
Earlier sa first half, Batangas missed a lot of point-blank shots, close-range shots sa basket. Ngayon, Imus is facing the same thing. Ang dami nilang tira sa loob that aren't falling in. Adjustment nga kailangan gawin dito sa right side court natin.
8 seconds to go before the end of the third. We are back to square one. Importante. Hernandez, top shot. And time expires for our third quarter. Folks, after 30 minutes of play, it's virtually back to 0 at 43 all.
Oo nga, titingnan natin anong mangyari. Will this be the same as last night's ball game? We will wait and see.
For those of you who missed it, last night's ball game went into double overtime. Let's see if Cedric Ablaza on his return will reach an overtime game.
Oo nga, ayokong banggitin kasi pag ako nagsalita, mahirap na.
How about his numbers?
Eto, Cedric Ablaza. Wow.
13 and 7.
Yes, 13 and 7. Great contribution on his game back.
Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. We do have a good amount of people, our crowd watching here inside the Strike Gym in Bacoor, Cavite. The Strikers will not be in action tonight, folks, as this will be followed by Muntinlupa versus Jensen. We will still take all of these attendees present with us. I'm sure they're enjoying the basketball action as much as we are. Coach JB definitely is with all of his reactions here at the sideline.
Actually, I was shocked by what you said. The field goal percentages of Imus, 5 of 20.
Yes, in the third frame.
In the third.
That's why they only scored 11 points compared to the 15 of Batangas.
Oo nga, makikita natin. At it ends up tied 43. Ending the third.
Jimboy Estrada makes the first field goal of the fourth quarter.
Estrada, I believe, sat out a long time. Buong third, 5 of 16. Oh, 5 of 18. Ayun. Siguro sa sulat ng ating assistant dito, nabasa natin. Napakaganda naman.
Levy Hernandez escapes and misses. Hildebrand, forward pass. Jimboy Estrada is blocked. Good defense by King Importante. He runs to the other end. There's the feed to Levy.
And that's the speed we keep talking about. No, we kept mentioning about Batangas. They turn over. Once they get that ball, they run and try to leave their defense of Imus behind.
The score is 45 all in game number 2 for Imus versus Batangas. We have to tell everybody, remind everybody that all of the series in the South Division so far have gone to 3 games.
Have gone to 3 games.
Let's see if this will follow, as this assist is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. That's John Ray Villanueva finding his longtime teammate in Levy Hernandez. Ryan Sual misfires, rebound Levy. There's a loose ball foul and Mark Pingris.
Foul on number 15, Mark Pingris, his first team foul for Imus has been
There's Coach Gino Manansala. He's been tasked with a very tough responsibility in this season, handing all of these stars on his roster. And they have been in and out of their lineup, by the way. John Ray Villanueva. On to Levy Hernandez against JJ Helterbrand. Levy met by Pingris. Hernandez sizing up Pingris. That's a 3. No good. Oh, good tap by Ambuluto. Now it's Imus with possession.
I like the effort by Ambuluto. Talagang he's trying to reach for that second chance opportunity despite being shorter than Canaleta or Pingris.
The sheer hard work from John Ambuluto. As Sual drives and kicks. That's a good look. And the conversion for Jimboy Estrada.
9 points for Estrada. Batangas actually played defense. They're clogging up the inside, the painted area, so there's no advantage down low, but that leaves Estrada, who hits his 3 from the outside.
That's the 6th 3-pointer of Imus in this game. They're at 25% shooting from downtown, but it's way worse for Batangas as Linganay misfires.
You know, this is the time decision-making really counts, and you have to make the right decision the first chance you get.
No basket there for KG. Good look, though.
I thought he had it using the glass.
Me too. Lingana, ito importante. Ambuluto sealing. Faking the spin. Ambuluto is denied. No foul there. Forward pass. Ryan Sual. Baseline drive. Another miss. But he's called for a loose ball foul.
Ilang beses na natin nakita sa sa Imus, yung point blank lang nandun na eh. It just isn't falling for them.
Now Sual will take a breather. Pasok dito si Carlo Lastimosa. They have 4 ex-PBA players in Lastimosa, Helterbrand, Canaleta, and Mark Pingris joining their leading scorer in the season in Jimboy Estrada.
Oo nga, Estrada, dito natin masasabi yung experience that will help them secure a win, plus the mixture of that young Estrada who's been shooting it well from the outside.
The other end, nice escape by Levy Hernandez.
Levy Hernandez, tried and tested, experienced player himself.
That's 8 points already in this game for Levy. He's the second leading scorer of Batangas behind the returning Cedric Ablaza, who has 13 as a foul is called on John Ray Villanueva. Now this move is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. This is the offhand, by the way, for Levy.
Great move there, using the lefty. Pero yun ang tama talaga. If you're on the left side, use the left.
Sideline inbound now. Here's Estrada going to Helterbrand, looking for Pingris. There's Mark. Pingris serving and passing. Helterbrand fakes. Up top, Canaleta. 2 to work with. KG fires and misses. Offensive rebound.
Wow, you see the feet moving.
Oh! No foul there. 7 on the shot clock. Pingris feeds. Canaleta from the corner. Too strong. It hasn't been easy.
Sorry, KG Canaleta can feel it. He knows it's gonna drop. All he has to do is find himself again in that situation.
Well, as we usually say, Coach JB, sometimes it only takes one shot to drop and then you'll get going. As Levy Hernandez doesn't get the bounce. 48-47. Under 5.5 minutes remaining in game number 2. Are we going to have a game 3 back in Batangas?
I'm speechless, Migs. I'm speechless. What a game.
Carlos Simosa is fouled.
What a game.
Pushing foul on number 26.
Sometimes I'm afraid when I speak before the game, this is what we come up with.
Well, we'll take this, Coach JV.
Oh yeah, all night, every night, and I'll come back anytime, anywhere, with you, Sadelf, or Javi, anyone. What an evening.
48-47, we have a timeout. Back inside the Strike Gym in Bacoor, Cavite. Let's talk about the Pinoy Sakuragi himself. Those are not his stats in Game 1. He basically has duplicated them again here in Game number 2.
Well, I mean, we know the talent that this guy has. It's just a matter of getting the ball as well, because it's very tough to often ask for that ball when he has teammates who are actually scoring also. And he's willing to play a role that we're not accustomed to, which is going for those offensive rebounds, playing tough defense, second chance opportunities for his team. And if he can score, that's an added plus.
Let's see if Mark Pingris can convert from the stripe as he works with Carlo Lastimosa, Ryan Sual, Junji Halyare, and Jimboy Estrada. Sorry, it's Carlo who's gonna shoot free throws, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm happy it's Carlo.
Why?
No, I can say that because I was thinking, oh, medyo tumatanda na utak ko. Parang nakita ko si Carlo Lastimosa ang tinawagan ng foul. Tapos Mark placed himself there. So I go, oh, okay, so I'm still senile.
Kahit yung referee natin nagulat eh.
Oo. Kaya nga sabi ko, teka lang, parang mali ah. Alright.
Lastimosa just converted on his first free throw. Folks, we have seen 12 lead changes and 5 deadlocks so far in this game. But Carlo has struggled in this matchup so far. Only 5 points as compared to his 18 in Game 1.
Yes, kasi siyempre pag-aaralan sa ni Coach Cholo, pipigilin talaga siya. But his presence inside opens doors for his teammates. And that's all he can do. But then again, one shot opportunity from the 3 is all Carlo needs.
50-47. Batangas is down by 3. We are halfway done in the 4th and final frame. Jandre Villanueva against Junji Halyare. Tough shot, not short. Offensive rebound. Jandre almost lost his balance. Scramble, and here comes Ryan Sual. Numbers for Imus. Back to Sual. And the SB squad will slow things down.
Well, we should point out great transition defense by Batangas. All 5 guys just ran back down on D.
Much like what they showed us in the start of this game.
Yan ang speed factor na advantage talaga nila. Ang hirap maka-fast break against Batangas.
Well, I do remember a story by Kib Montalvo. Do you remember him when he played for Makati before?
Yes.
That's Kib Montalvo already, who's in usual good condition. He told me that he was exhausted when he trained with Makati. That's how tiring the practices are of Coach Cholo Villanueva.
At tama lang naman nun, the practices should actually be more difficult than the game itself. Oh, great hands by Carlo Lastimosa.
Here's Carlo on the run. Lastimosa couldn't score again. Ball out of bounds in favor of Batangas.
Wow, I didn't expect that to happen. I thought a foul would have been called.
We go back with MJ Delaverhen. 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. He's working with Sed Ablaza on his return. That's too strong. Rebound to Levy. Hernandez took his time there as Achea was on the ground.
Ang hirap to make an attempt. Everybody's there challenging on the defensive depth on both sides.
Hernandez, tough layup. He's fouled. And Pingris is very much surprised with that call.
Well, Mark is actually questioning that the call was made opposite side. The referee was standing behind the bit of action, not the person, not the referee that was there. You could see everything happening.
Ingles is still pleading his case as Levy Hernandez proceeds to the stripe. 8 points so far for Levy in this matchup with 8 rebounds as well. That's his first conversion from the stripe out of 4 tries in this series.
Hirap din ang kanyang laro tonight. But still, very helpful para sa kanyang team. His presence alone talaga hindi mo pwedeng bitawan. That prevents his man from double teaming.
But boy, his free throw shooting is not looking good.
Not looking
Only at
good.
20%.
For a shooter, no?
Yeah, very ironic. 2-point deficit. Forward pass off of the steal. Hernandez! Oh, he slipped. What a sorry sequence. The other end we go. Junji Halyare. Jimboy Estrada. In and out. Battle for the loose ball. It ends up with Jong. Numbers for Batangas. Valoria to Ochea. He is hacked. It's going to be a baseline inbound.
Levy Hernandez, I think, was planning to dunk that ball, but he sprained his ankle.
See what happened here.
Parang nag-twist yung ganyan.
Twist ba?
Yeah, yung last step.
That's just very unfortunate. This was the foul.
But that's a smart basketball by Ochea.
Oh, they ruled it as a shooting foul now. So Ochea is at the stripe. Levy looks okay. That's a good sign. First free throw is good for Don Ochea. Free throw shooting in general for Batangas is at 7 out of 14. Only 50%.
50%. But that's 7 points much needed by the team.
Imus, on the other hand, is shooting 6 out of 11 from the stripe.
A little better, but both teams nga need every basket. Kung ganito ang tema ng ating laro, Migs.
Well, the team has continued
Yes.
to show up for us. It's tied at 50 all again with 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go in game number 2.
Say, pero ito muna tayo, nakababa muna lahat. Hey! Hey, dali mo sa gitna yung bola! Okay? Hand off! Fake hand off! Bing! Lakas dito! Okay? Bing! Sip lang. Timing lang ko yan. Bing! Bing!
Iwas foul. Sayang mahirapan ang getting that basketball. Okay. Pag nakuha, butters. Ayan. Once we get back.
Let's talk about Jimboy Estrada, who averages 11 points per game on 45% efficiency, by the way, from the field all season long. How did he do in game number 1?
Well, nakikita nga natin, 8 points lang siya, 3 of 9 field goals, 8 rebounds, 2 assists. But tonight, he's playing a much better game, hitting his shots, playing tough D, trying his best to defend yung kanyang yung mga shooter na natatapat sa kanya. Everybody having a difficult time because of Estrada's presence on D.
Just saw Macmac Cardona, by the way. We miss him. We hope that he gets to recover after his jaw injury. Cedric Ablaza is, by the way, on his debut game in this season for Batangas. 50 all is our score with 3 minutes and change to go in game number 2. Batangas looking to advance. Imus looking to set up another date back inside the Batangas City Coliseum. Junji Halyare, 8 on the shot clock. Halyare in trouble. Junji passes. 3 on the shot clock and Bingbis scores.
Well, that's experience right there. You know, Fingers got the ball last few seconds after a move by Halyari, 9 points for him. But having the presence of mind and composure to finish that shot with his one-hander.
That's 9 points and 9 rebounds to your point for Mark Fingris. Ball tap. That's out of bounds in favor of Imus.
I recall Coach Cholo being interviewed sa Game 1 natin. Alam niya yung capabilities bago ko ituloy, Migs.
This exceptional pass of the game is brought to you by Boracay de la Ia, the official hotel and resort of the Mpbl. Junji Hanyare able to find Mark Fingris in the last second as John Valoria has just been called for a foul. He thought it was a charge as he was already celebrating.
Well, he put himself in a spot where he would get bumped, but call went against him. Going back to what I was saying, sorry Mix, yung sinasabi nga Coach Cholo, alam niya yung abilidad ng mga veterans ng Imus, and right now they're showing it. Mark Fingris playing a great game, dominating inside.
Just like this move, Fingris just couldn't score. No foul as well.
Well, 1-on-3 in that situation. JJ free on the wing for an outlet pass.
52-50. Batangas is down by 2. Cedric Ablaza could have shot that ball. Levy Hernandez for the lead.
Well, you know Cedric Ablaza has that ability to make a 3, but instead made a pass to Levy Hernandez, attracting the defense, leaving Levy Hernandez another deadly three-point shooter to make that rainbow shot.
This assist is brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. On his return, he's able to deliver that ball onto one of the best shooters of the Mpbl in Levy Hernandez, who just made the third three-pointer of Batangas this whole night. Out of 20 tries, imagine that.
After 20, pero you never give up because a true shooter knows it'll come when needed. Very important basket for him and his team.
Now let's listen in to Coach Gino Manansala.
Junji! Hey! Bing! Isang step lang ha! Jay, ready ka dito, Jay! Takbo ha! Hoy! Jay! Tignan mo ito kay Bing! Pag wala! Labas! Isang convert lang, kuya, ha? Tap tayo. Go, kuya. Isa lang yan. Ayan, important. Si MJ goes. MJ goes dyan. Big mix against the set. This is the guys. The guys here. Sige, guys. Make that stop. Special rebound, ha? Rebound, ha?
We have 2 timeouts left for Coach Cholo Villanueva's Batangas team and 1 remaining for Coach Gino Manansala's Imus SV squad in game number 2 of their South Division quarterfinals series. Batangas is looking to advance to the South semis, but Imus is looking to force a game number 3 back inside the Batangas City Coliseum. Here's Mark Fingris against Cedric Ablaza. Fingris double team. They go up top. Carlo Lastimosa drains that three-pointer.
Well, great possession there. Nothing forced. Mark attracting the attention of all the defense. Field goal percentage 3 of 20 for Batangas, 7 of 29. Laking bagay ito. But Carlo Lastimosa, tried and tested, the go-to guy when needed.
2 on the shot clock. Valoria for 3. Oh my goodness! That's arrows up and the bullseye for Jong Valoria.
I mentioned Jong Valoria can shoot the 3. You mentioned from as far as anywhere. And there it is. He shows us the range and the ability.
Batangas by 1. Under a minute to go in game number 2. Lastimosa drives. He feeds. Helterbrand recovers. 2 on the shot clock. Lastimosa again. That's short. Rebound JJ. He threw the ball onto Estrada. A turnover though.
Oh, Estrada should stop complaining and just go back down on D.
Numbers for Batangas. De La Virgen will slow things down and then he shoots. That's a 3 for MJ De La Virgen.
Wow. And just like that, 4 points ang inangat ng Batangas kontra sa Imus.
Imus SB Squad!
And that's what happens when you spend time complaining. The possession is over. You need to run back down. Delaverhen all alone. Nobody else. Nobody defending, extending out to him.
And that caused Coach Cholo Villanueva to give us a rare smile of his from the sideline. Let's see what happened. This was the three-pointer from Splash Island for Jong Valoria.
And he had no choice but to throw it up because wala na siyang oras.
And then, on the succeeding play, when all of the Imus players, or at least a good handful of them, were complaining, this happened. A three-pointer from MJ Delaverhen.
There you go. Naiwan siyang bukas. Walang nag-hustle back down. Even Halyari was pointing, oh, yung tao nito. Not expecting Delaverhen to make an attempt because he never took a shot prior to that last three-pointer.
I hope everybody saw the reaction of Coach Cholo, who wasn't expecting that shot at all, but he will take those 3 points.
Carlo, Jimboy, sabay kayo ha! Sabay kayo na isa, tapos elevator yan! Sana, pag wala! Hindi tayo dyan. Come on guys, kaya-kaya yun! Kaya-kaya yun!
Well, you have to love the belief from Coach Gino Manansala, who has continued to believe from the beginning of the season, even though his responsibility is one of the toughest in the whole of the Mpbl. Now, Imus is down by 4 with 32 seconds to go.
Well, I've seen it in the past couple of games. May mga nag-a-attempt ng 3-point shot at nafa-foul. Could be a 4-point play. Very scary. They just need to watch itong defense. Deadlock 6, lead changes 15 sa ating laro.
Sideline inbound for JJ Helterbrand. They go to Lastimosa. Carlo will drive. He is fouled. Tried to go for a 180 there. Now, referee Alan Manzano will review the previous play as to determine whether or not it's a shooting foul.
I don't think it took another dribble after the foul was made.
But then again, was that the last team foul? Yeah, it looked to have been the last team foul of Batangas. Yeah, 2 shots for Carlo.
Foul on number 22,
Alam mo, Mix, napansin ko lang when the shot of Delaverhen went in, ang dami palang fans nila dun sa likod from Batangas. Ang daming nilang bit-bit dito, kaya pala jump pack ang ating venue.
Ooh! First free throw missed by Carlo Lastimosa. You mentioned, you count the number of misses that you have from the stripe, and you count the deficit that you're facing. That is what gives you a lot of pain.
Yes, napakasakit talaga because you play a great game. Itong Imus was actually playing a superb game. And then yung situationals na lang.
Was there a violation on the first free throw? There looked to have been. That's why Carlo Lastimosa had to shoot 2 more. He did convert, and so the lead has been cut down to 2 points.
Yes, very important now. Meron silang extra kakampi. Ang inbound, yung time. You have 5 guys defending 4 guys in the court. Prevent that inbound, they can get that ball back. Magkaroon ng violation.
This is the second to the last time out for Coach Cholo Villanueva. Let's listen in.
So, if it's like that, pag-attack sila, pwede lang tayo ha. MC ko pa rin maglalabas. Levy, Don, Seth, Lada, John. Okay. First, Levy, you're going. Okay. Then Don, then John, then Seth. Try to get the basketball. Hindi kayo kasi tatanggan. 14 lang yan ha, 14. Yes, if they don't track. If they don't track, that's the right.
We are back inside the Strike Gym in Bacoor, Cavite. It's neutral territory, but it definitely feels like both Imus and Batangas have home court advantage respectively because of the crowds that they have brought into this venue. Right now, the score reads 59-57 with 29 seconds to go.
Still a possibility. You'll never know. Because all they need to do is prevent an inbound made, they get that ball back. So tough defense, aggressive defense, denying every passing lane for an inbound, they can get this ball back. No fouls.
It's Ryan Sual who will play defense with Carlo Lastimosa, Mark Pingris, KG Canaleta, and Jimboy Estrada.
Another smart thing to do maybe is to foul the person who's the worst free throw shooter ng Batangas. Put him on the line, you get that ball back if he misses one.
Valoria, ooh, was that a goaltend? Yes, that was.
But that could have missed because it was a short shot. The shot was short. Could have missed.
Mark Pingris knows about it. Nasayangan siya. As KG really soared high for that block.
But that ball had no chance of going in. It was short. Could have gotten that rebound.
That's virtually 2 points for Jong Valoria. And now Coach Gino is using the time to gather his players. They have 20 seconds to work with, down by 4.
And there you see, if you have fouled, you could have fouled. Given that situation, they scored 2 points. But if you could have fouled the worst free throw shooter in Batangas, hope for one miss, get that possession.
Please make them earn it from the line. As Valoria just gave us that drive. There's the goaltend.
It was on its way down, but it looked short because he was fading away. Itong si Jong Valoria.
Couple more angles here.
But I'm not gonna burst the bubble off Batangas. Napakaganda ng kanilang nilalaro. And hats off to them for, coming up with a great finish sa kanilang game tonight.
20 seconds to go. Imus is down by 4. Jimboy Estrada attacks. Jimboy onto KG. He fakes. Oh, he was fouled. That's 3 free throws for KG Canaleta. Imagine if that shot went in.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe KG Canaleta missed free throws earlier, and for the sake of his team, down 10 seconds, he really needs to make this.
You're correct. He's 0 out of 2 from the stripe so far. The first one is good for KG.
Making the first gives you better confidence to make the next 2. Or maybe miss the second and have Mark Pingris.
Well, miss the third.
Miss the third, sorry.
This is the second of 3. That's good for KG. The lead is down to 2. With 10 seconds to go, Coach Cholo still has 1 timeout remaining. Can Imus extend this series? Or will Batangas send them home? The third is no good. Rebound Donachea. Was that a steal? There was a jump ball called for Imus because they have the possession arrow pointing towards them. So now it's 6.8 seconds to go. Imus is only down by 2 and they have possession.
It's unfair. I didn't see the bit of action because we were covered by the players.
Yeah.
Direct replay naman tayo. Wow.
Well, right now, Ryan Sual is already getting ready to inbound. Let's see what happened here.
There you go. Thank you, Direct.
There's the rebound, and then, Jimboy
Estrada getting that ball, and the muscle man, Mark Pingris, just getting. Buti walang na-foul.
Yeah. And so JJ Helterbrand now checks in for Ryan Sual. It's Helterbrand with Lastimosa, Canaleta, Pingris, and Jimboy Estrada to try to finish for Imus with 6.8 seconds to go. Down by 2, baseline inbound. JJ looking for a teammate. There's the pass to Carlo. He missed it. Chaos for the loose ball. Helterbrand misses, and Batangas survives here in Bacoor.
They had every chance. They had every chance. Etong Imus. just didn't fall their way. But everybody really had a hard time point blank range from shooting in that basket.
There's the last play. The first attempt missed by Carlo. Fingers almost got the board. It went loose. JJ had a good look. It was short again. And then it's John Boloria who just had to secure the win as he got the hug from Mark Fingers to end the game.
You can only hope that they could have brought this back to Batangas, itong Imus team.
Well, it was one heck of a duel. I'm sure everybody enjoyed that matchup, and on the return of Cedric Ablaza, even without his best friend, Jexter Apinan, he's able to lead his team alongside Jong Boloria, who hit a big-time logo three-pointer. MJ Deliverhin also made a three. Levy Hernandez also made a three. And despite the efforts of Mark Fingris, JJ Helterbrand, Carlo Lastimosa, and the rest of the Imus SB squad, well, their season now has ended.
What a great effort by Imus. They tried and they went up against the best team, I believe, the second best team.
Let's see our player of the game, brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. It's the returnee, Cedric Ablaza. What impressed you the most about his first game back?
Well, you wouldn't expect that he came back from a long absence. I mean, all he needed was a couple of adjustments. He needed to settle himself down, but he got the confidence of his coach, and he actually provided great basketball for his team. This is why they were up. I mean, I was fearful. Jexter Apinan wasn't there, but wow, Cedric Ablaza, great contributor.
Well, this should explain how much they have needed Cedric all season long. Cedric Ablaza is now with Andrea Endicio.
First of all, congratulations. What a comeback after months of your absence. Ipinakita mo naman sa amin ngayong gabi kung anong kayang gawin ng isang Cedric Ablaza. Anong naiisip at nararamdaman mo ngayon?
Sa akin lang, siyempre masaya ako. Nakapaglaro ulit ako at binigay sa akin ni Coach Cholo yung trust niya at na makabawi ako dito ngayong liga na to.
Now that you guys are advancing sa next round, ano ba yung nakikita mong naiba sa Batangas team compared sa last season?
So, mas aggressive sila ngayon. Siyempre, ang hirap ngayon, sumabay pa. Medyo napagod ako. Yun lang, pero at least nakasabay ako at nakabalik ako. Yun lang.
Alright, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Marami. Una-una binabati ko yung anak ko si Kaden at ang baby ko si Baby Bella, ang girlfriend ko si Pearl Badolato at ang family ko, si Mama, Papa, mga kapatid ko, yung mga tropa dyan, sila Boss Idol, sila Chang, buong Batangas, sila Mayor at Gong. Salamat sa inyo sa mga umaasa na bumalik ako. At ay mga naging tropa kong police investigator sa Pasay at si Fiscal Tolentino. Thank you sa inyo lahat. Yun lang, inakalimutan yung iba, susunod na lang.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Cedric Ablaza, our best player of the game, brought to you by Nexus 88 Gaming. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea. We missed him for 11 months, folks. But on his return, he is once again the best player of the game for the Batangas City Embassy Chill. Cedric Ablaza is back in the Mpbl, and he leads Batangas to the South Division semifinals, eliminating the Pinoy Sakuragi, Mark Fingris, and the rest of the Imus SB squad. So, besides Cedric in this game, what impressed you from the side of Batangas?
They did not collapse. They were focused. Coach Cholo kept them focused on this game. Everybody worked together. They won as a team. Some guys stood out like Cedric Ablaza, but Levy Hernandez contributed. Ambuluto, Jong Valoria, everybody. You know, it's a team effort. The system worked for them tonight, which was tough to overcome.
You think it was some sort of a blessing in disguise as well? Because with the loss of Ablaza in the regular season, it kind of forced the other players to step up.
They did actually step up, pero ito nga, yung mga ganyang breaks of Jong Valoria hitting a way out there shot and then capitalized by a Deliverhen three-pointer, unexpected three-pointer.
You see that reaction of Coach Cholo Villanueva?
There you see.
That was a Steve Kerr reaction.
Oo nga, because these are the things you don't expect, but you'll get it anytime you can.
And there's the last shot missed by JJ Helterbrand that could have tied the ball game up to no avail. Thank you for joining us in our first game, folks. And now we turn you over to our press conference.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mpbl post-game press conference. Congratulations, Coach Cholo, and best player, Cedric Ablaza. Coach, as you said earlier, the plan is to end the series, pero hindi naging madali and still a low-scoring game, Coach. How can you assess the game, lalo na nung latter part ng fourth quarter, big shots after big shots? Coach, your reaction, Coach.
First, I like to commend yung Imus for giving us a great series. They made the proper adjustments this game too. Props to Coach Gino and Coach Rico Meyerhofer for making those adjustments. But for us, I credit my players because they didn't want to give up. MJ hit a big shot, Levy hit a big shot, Jong hit a big shot down the stretch, and of course he said hit those big shots. They just didn't want to give up, especially that fourth quarter, on making those stops and then hitting those big shots on the offensive end.
Coach, i-mention niya yung the big shots. During halftime, you were 0 for 10 from long range, but the second half, 5 out. Talk about still giving them that confidence to shoot those threes despite their early struggles.
The Imus coaching staff did a good job on our shooters, staying on them, making it difficult for them. So halftime, we made certain adjustments, especially on our offense, to free up yung shooters namin. And of course, tightening up on the defensive end to get more deflections and more possessions. But again, we were just shooting open shots. I told my team na even though you're missing shots, as long as they're open, you won't hear anything from me. And then down the stretch, especially si Levy, I told him that when he missed that layup, I told him the next shot's going to be the big shot. So after that missed layup, he came back confidently, shoot that three-point shot to give us a lead, and it was a big momentum swing on our part.
Hello, Coach. Hello, Coach. Congratulations. Regarding big shots, Coach, it is planned, Coach, na yung sunod-sunod na pag 3-point ng mga players mo, ito ba ay sinabi mo sa kanila o nangyari na lang?
Ano lang yan, it was a testament of their hard work, shooting extra shots every practice, doing skill work before practice. So we were just ready to take those shots. That's why when the time came na we need to hit those shots, yung hard work of the players just paid off. That's why we made those shots down the stretch.
For Cedric Ablaza. Cedric, kamusta yung pagbabalik mo ngayon, lalo na playoffs? So, overwhelmed ba or ano ba?
Masyadong overwhelmed. Saktong-sakto yung pagdating ko, masyadong crucial yung game. Pero at least kahit pa paano nakasabay ako sa flow ng system namin. Siyempre, yung binigay na trust sa akin ni Coach Cholo, siyempre salamat talaga kay Coach Cholo at binigyan niya pa rin ako ng chance ulit dito. Yun lang.